Hey guys, it's EzraTime here, and I guess Merry Christmas to all of you. And of course, on Christmas event, I want to review one of my favorite Christmas movie, and that is Home Alone. And I think most people already know Home Alone is. If you haven't watched Home Alone, then please go watch it. It's an amazing Christmas movie. It's so funny. It's so charming. The directing, the acting, the musical score is great. So go watch it if you haven't already. But I'm assuming most of you already know, so obviously I'm gonna talk some spoilers in the review. So just a heads up for anybody who haven't watched it and do not watch this video. Go watch the movie for yourself first, and then you guys can go back to watch this video if you want to. But either way, um, yeah, I think I'm gonna talk my experience about this movie. How do I first found Home Alone movie? And funnily enough, I didn't exactly find the first Home Alone movie. I actually found the second Home Alone movie on my TV. I think it was playing on my TV near Christmas, of course. And I didn't exactly watch the whole like movie for Home Alone 2, but rather just like the third act, where Kevin is like running through the old house, where he set a bunch of traps, and then I see Harry and Marv just like following him, right? And that's why I just like, really love this movie because well, it's just funny, seeing two bad guys just getting wrecked by a little kid by the traps that he built. And yeah, that's where I got first exposed to Home Alone, and again, it's not Home Alone 1, it's Home Alone 2. um and then I remember I went to this rabbit hole just like watching a bunch of Home Alone movies. Well, there is like four movies I think by the time I discovered them. The fourth movie wasn't that great, and they're not even connecting. That the fourth one is supposed to be connected to Home Alone 2, but it's shit. It's the worst Home Alone movie I ever fucking seen. Holy shit, man. um, but yeah, that's where when I decided to tell my mom to like, hey mom, I love this movie, and it's just like, oh, that's Home Alone. You should watch that. And I bought the first movie, watch it before Christmas, I think, and I enjoyed. Back in the day, I just enjoy it for like the traps and then the the funny parts were like Harry and Marv just like getting beaten to shit by the traps. But of course, like growing up, rewatching Home Alone again like last year, I think, and now obviously for Christmas and for the review, I really appreciate this movie even more. I loved the movie back then, but now I appreciate it even more. Because see, this kind of movie, could be just like like a your brain kind of like turn your brain off kind of movie. Like you don't need to think too much. It's like essentially, yeah, you need to turn your brain off sometimes, to suspend your disbelief, and that's totally fine because this movie is amazing. But at the same time, I kind of appreciate that the writer John Hutch, I think, tried to do so much to come up with the explanation why Kevin is alone. Like yeah, it's not the best explanation, but whatever, at least he's trying. And of course I can appreciate Chris Columbus directing, and macaulayculkin acting as Kevin McAllister, Joe Pesci as Harry, and then Danielstern as Marv is amazing. Oh my god, he's so funny in the movie, especially the tarantula scene. Hell yeah, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen. And of course, who can forget about John Williams' score, where my favorite score about this movie is basically where Kevin is setting up the traps, and then I just always play that scene over and over again just to listen to John Williams' score in that scene. It's just 10 out of 10. It's amazing. And I think the Home Alone theme as well is like emotional and touching at the same time. But yeah, I do like that this movie is about just like a 6-year-old kid, like, or like what is it, like a 6-year-old, like a 5-year-old kid just like staying alone, basically, or sorry, 8-year-old kid just staying alone in the home alone basically, right? And this could turn out to be like your typical Christmas movie that is nothing special, but like man, this movie is way more special than that what could have been, and it's just like amazing to see and to watch. And yeah, so I think the plot is like, well, for Kevin McAllister, I think he's one of the best characters that I ever seen, or like one of the funniest character I ever seen, to be honest. And of course, I think I'm gonna talk about my favorite moments about the movie, and just go through with it. I think everybody already know the plot at this point. Like, yeah, the family goes. Kevin got home alone, right? Got left behind, and then Harry and Marv trying to rob the house, and then obviously Kevin tried to stop them. We all know that. But yeah, I think my favorite moment is obviously when I think the iconic moment of Home Alone is like where Kevin is taking a shower, and then like he just like I don't know, like put his hand over his cheek, and then he just screaming like ah, like it's just so fun. Again, I can't do the scream. I'm sorry, I'm not a good screamer, but Macaulay Culkin's scream as Kevin is just so amazing, and I mean, you've seen it on the poster clearly, and it's just like, wow, that's an iconic image of Home Alone. And yeah, it was funny when even when I first watched it, and of course the second time, like with the music, like bum 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 ba-dum bum, I'm dreaming of the wild Christmas. Just like the one I used to know, bum 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 bum. Like, oh, it's so good, Like you can feel the Christmas spirit, It's just great. And then again, the hand thing again is so funny. Um, and of course, speaking about Harry and Marv, I love the dynamic between the two of them, because I think again, Daniel Stern is just amazing as Marv, and then Joe Pesci is also amazing as Harry, but I love Marv the most, because like he's an idiot, obviously, but like he's really really funny in the movie, and I can really appreciate Daniel Stern's acting in this movie. Just like even when he like stepped on the nail in the stair, like it was painful, right? Watching it as an adult, it was like, oh, like it's making you cringy and painful, but and then you hear him scream, which just makes sense, but I just can't help but like laugh at his scream. It's just so funny to me. And obviously, again, the tarantula scream, it was just amazing. And he just like scream really loud. And to me, that's like the best scream that I ever heard. And of course, the next scene following, like he's trying to hit the tarantula, which is at the Harry's like chest, and then Marv was like, Harry, don't move. And then Harry was like, Marv, don't move. Marv, what are you doing? Marv, yeah. It was just like, oh, and then just Harry just like getting super pissed off. Like, no, never mind if you get him or not. Huh? How do you look like that? Huh? It's just like, oh my god. And then Marv just like, did I get him? Did I get him? Like, where's it? Where's it? Where's the spider? Like, it's just so funny to me. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I hate spider, but man, that scene is so funny in my opinion. I think they used a real tarantula, I think, in that scene, right? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, they used a real tarantula in that scene, like a real spider. But again, please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah. And of course, Kevin does some many amazing moments, before the trap sequences. Obviously, when he used to watch this like a fictional movie, which is the best like fictional movie inside of a movie, if that makes sense. It's just like so good. It's called Angels with Filthy Souls. Which is, yeah, it's a gangster movie essentially, and it was like the most amazing fictional movie inside of a movie, because like the rest of the dialogue is just like so iconic as well, and I love the performance, that done by like Ralph Fode, I think, right? And it's just amazing as the character Johnny, right? And I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good kisser off my property before I pump up your guts full of lead. Alright, Johnny, I'm sorry, I'm going. 1, 2, 10. Like, it's just so funny, and it was brilliantly used, because when you're watching a gangster movie, yeah, he's gonna get scared, right? But then Kevin uses that tape to prank a pizza delivery, because like in the beginning, like he doesn't get the cheese pizza that he ordered to, even though it's not the guy's fault, it's the boss fault, obviously. But I love that Kevin kind of used that to prank the pizza boy, and then I love how the dialogue kind of like coincidentally matched like the current conversation that he's going to have with the pizza delivery. It's like, how much did I own you? Or is it $12 or $18, sir? It's like it's really fitting, and it's just like super funny. And then obviously Kevin rolled with the play, and then like Johnny just like shoot the machine gun, and then the pizza guy just like running away, just going out there. And then Hillary used the same tactics with Marv, with Marv, when he tries to enter the house, and then he plays the tape again, and then he uses like a firework or something, like a firecrackers or some, sorry, firecrackers, right, in front of the door to create this illusion. It was just like amazing, and I love how the dialogue just play in the background, and you see Kevin faces just like imitating the dialogue. He's like, "Keep your change, you filthy animal." Like, it's just so funny to me. Like his expression and then the dialogue is just like super funny to me, and it's just like, wow. But yeah, besides that, my favorite moment. Sure, you could criticize that it doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Just turn off your brain. That's where you need to turn off your brain, because it doesn't make any sense, but it's funny. I laugh at it. It's just like super fun. And then Marv reaction afterward, like, it's like, I know I heard the name Snakes before, and then Harry's just like, Snakes? snakes. I don't know any snakes. It's like wow, like coincidentally there is a guy named Snakes out there apparently, which is wow. Apparently supposed to be a gangster, maybe, who knows. But yeah, it's great. And obviously, like I already talked before about the setting the trap scene. The musical score by John Williams in that scene is amazing. The Home Alone theme is amazing. And obviously we gotta talk about another emotional character in this in this movie, not anime, in this movie. Which is Old Man Marley, and back then that, well, I love the way they portray Old Man Marley in this scene where even John Williams' score kind of like portray him as the, like the bad guy, right? Supposedly the bad guy, but turn out that he wasn't even a bad guy. You turn out that he was just a father that trying to reunite with his son. Yeah, Old Man Marley is played by Robert Blossom, which again amazing performance. And throughout the movie, like you kind of see him just like, oh, maybe he's the bad guy, maybe he does something bad, and then eventually he figures out in the church that no, he's just a father that tries to reunite with his son, like trying to find forgiveness, trying to find a second chance with his son, and then that's where Kevin kind of like eases up and is like, oh, like this guy is not bad. This guy's it's just a normal guy just trying to reunite with his family, And I love how Kevin just like give a suggestion to Marley, just like, you should call your son, And then obviously he's like, well, I don't know, like what if he doesn't want to talk to me anymore? And then Kevin just like, well, at least you know, like, but at the same time you never know unless you try to call your son, And because it's Christmas, And then obviously we gotta talk about the most emotional scene in the movie. It makes me cry every time, and I'm not afraid to admit it, where Kevin looks out at the window and then he see Old Man Marley hugging with his son and they reunite with his granddaughter, basically, right? And then he noticed at Kevin in the window, and he's just like waving at him, and he's just like crying every single time that scene play. It makes me cry, And obviously, again, John Williams' score in that scene is amazing. Like it makes me, it's so emotional. It's a great moment throughout the movie, and I think they kind of did some symbolism with Old Man Marley's like hand, because you kind of see his hand kind of like bandaged up, like there is a wound in his hand, but after he reunites with his son, and then his granddaughter, like his hand are fully healed, So I think like that injury that he had on his hand is basically like a symbolism that like back then it was damaged, but now since he reunited, he was whole again. So that's why his hand like healed, I like it's a direct symbolism, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, great, man. Again, makes me cry every single time, and I'm not gonna be afraid to admit that. Also, I love another line with Marv, where he basically entered the window and as he basically he was barefoot, right? And then he just like sit down on a bunch of Christmas decoration, I think, and then on his leg, because he was barefoot, it was like, oh, it was so painful, Like it was supposed to be funny, but I'm just like, oh god, it was painful. And they do play that as a homage in Violent Night, which is amazing, right? And then which brings me to the favorite line of the movie ever, which is like Harry just came out, right? Because like he got like so many like chicken like feathers in his body, because there is a glue in his face. And then they saw each other, and then Harry was like, Marv, Harry, why the hell do you take your shoes off? Why the hell do you dress it like a chicken? Like it's like Daniel Stern like delivery in that scene is so fucking amazing, man. Like again, see, he is great in this movie. Hopefully he can come back as Marv one last time, because I like to see that character again. It's just so funny, man. Oh man, yeah, it's great. It's a great scene. Oh man. Either way, guys, yeah, Home Alone is a great movie, great Christmas movie. Rewatching it again, obviously preparing for Christmas, right? Again, great acting, great directing, great writing, great like Chris Columbus is great as a director, John Williams' score is also amazing, Macaulay Culkin performance, Joe Pesci, and then obviously Daniel Stern is also amazing. And yeah, it's really like it's a really well shot movie in my opinion, and all the comedy and the editing is also really works that well in the movie, because like I said before, this could be like another typical Christmas movie that maybe not even that special, but this will become really special to so many people because it's just so good, man. And yeah, there is some moment that you need to suspend your disbelief, and that's fine, but at the same time, I could feel like, well, like it doesn't matter because it's a fun movie. You could just like turn off your brain and just enjoy it. It's a Christmas movie, it's a family movie, and you could enjoy it, And I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to make Well, I mean, I was Violent Night, so they kind of tap into that already. Basically, Home Alone with rated R. That would be amazing. I would like to see like an actual Home Alone movie, but rated R. And I think there is some development about that movie with Ryan Reynolds, I think, called Stone Alone, but that project sadly got into development hell. And then we got Home Sweet Home Alone instead, which is shit. And it's so sad that this franchise got falling so hard. But I mean, the only good part is probably like the first movie obviously, and then the second movie. The second movie is pretty much a remake for the first one, but I enjoy that. It has Kevin in it. It has the same cast member and then same team as well. So I enjoy it, and I enjoy the first and the second movie. Obviously, to create this like good or like great duology for Home Alone. And we don't count about the fourth one. The fourth one is also have the same protagonist, which is Kevin, but it's terrible. It's not good. So we're not gonna going to talk about the fourth one, guys. Forget about that. It's not canon. Whatever. Fuck that. But yeah, either way, guys, that's my review for Home Alone. Let me know in the comment section below what are your experience with Home Alone movie. How do you guys discover this movie, and what do you guys think about the movie, and what is your favorite moment from Home Alone? Share me that in the comment section below, because I like to hear about that. It's Christmas, so let's just talk about it. Let's just have some fun. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this review, then leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, usual stuff. And yeah, guys, stay tuned for more videos in the future. And again, I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Stay tuned for Home Alone 2 reviews, maybe in the future, because I love to talk about the second one as well. So stay tuned for that. And again, I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in the next one then. Bye!